Hey guys, Trey here with Living in Middle Georgia, and today we're at a new construction blue tape walkthrough at a house here in Bonaire. So blue tape walkthrough, basically what this is we're gonna walk through the home, we're gonna put a piece of blue tape on anything that needs to be repaired, touched up, or fixed that's in the home. Now, don't let this replace your home inspection, okay? You still need to get a home inspection. This is just stuff that we see as we're walking through the home that needs to be repaired. Now that home inspection will go a little more in depth. They'll give us a report. We can get those things to the builder, and then they'll fix those things as well before we close on the house. So let's go on in, take a look around, and see what we can find. All right, so now that we're inside, you're gonna see some blue tape on the wall. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this is just kind of a patch right here that was touched up where the paint doesn't really match. So there's gonna be stuff all over the home. Now we'll go over here so I can show you a little bit better of example of what the repairs need to be. So right here, you can see there's sheetrock mud, there's little dents in the sheetrock. So put a piece of tape on it. They'll come through here, they'll scrape that off, fix the holes, and repaint it, and everything will be good to go. Now, while I've got you here, windows are gonna be another big thing that you wanna take a look at. Make sure they're sealing properly, make sure they open properly, lock, all that good stuff. And as you can see, I think there was a spot. You can see around the frame, a lot of times it gets paint and all kinds of gunk on there. So sheetrock mud, anything like that that needs to be cleaned off, we need to put a piece of tape on there and make sure that they get that done. So basically, you don't have to put tape all over the place. You're just gonna put one or two pieces here and there. They're gonna know what needs to be done. Then we can check this. Make sure they open, make sure your weather seal's good, and make sure they lock, and you're good to go on the windows. Now with the trim can get beat up, especially the baseboards. In rooms that you have carpet, you know, accidents happen. They may hit the baseboard with a hammer or something like that when they're putting down tack strips. So on the baseboards, I look for any gaps or maybe hammer marks where they may have accidentally hit it. On the trim, I look for basically the same thing. Any caulking issues, are there gaps at the corner, anything like that that needs to be fixed, we'll go ahead and put a piece of tape on it and they'll get that taken care of. So now with the kitchen, you've got a lot of things to check in here, plumbing being one of them, cabinets, obviously. You wanna check the handles, make sure they're secure, make sure they're on there right, make sure that the doors line up. Now with the plumbing, what I like to do, turn it on hot water. Water pressure is great. I'm gonna look down low and make sure that the garbage disposal and everything down here is hooked up, everything looking good, and the drain is not leaking whenever the water is coming through. So everything down here looks good. And again, don't let this replace your home inspection, okay? Because they'll come in here and do a much deeper dive into all of these systems and make sure that everything's functioning properly, run the dishwasher, you know, check your water heaters, all that kind of stuff, HVAC, heater, everything that you need to know. So now I do see on these cabinets, there is some paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of tape on here. Most of this stuff is gonna be, when they come through here and clean, they'll wipe it down, it'll come off. Now I did notice some scratches in the cabinet right here. They're pretty deep, so they'll probably have to sand that down and repaint the cabinet, but that's not for us to worry about. We just need to mark it and let them know, hey, this needs to be fixed. So we'll keep moving. Now another big thing that I like to look for is the corners. So there's a lot of trades that come in here that are working on the home. They're bringing stuff in, they're taking stuff out. So it's real easy for these corners to get damaged. Like this one right here, there's dings and dents all down the corner of the wall. So I've got a couple pieces of tape here. They'll come in here, they'll see those two tape, and they'll look up and down and they'll fix anything right there in that general area that needs to be fixed. So we'll go into this bedroom, which has its own bathroom. Now, as far as the bathroom, there will be a couple of extra steps as far as checking the plumbing and stuff like that. Check the drain stopper, check the toilet, make sure the toilet's flushing properly, fills back up. And then the same thing with the cabinets. You want to check the handles, see if there's any paints, dings, or dents in them, which I've already done that. I've already put tape on there. And then another big thing for me is this little area around the bathtub. I don't know why, but it seems to be an issue in any new construction home. There's either a gap or maybe you have sheetrock mud all over the side of the tub or something like that. So I've already put tape on there. They'll come in here, they'll fix it, and you'll be good to go. Now, another thing that we're gonna check is all the light fixtures. Make sure there's light bulbs, make sure all of them are working properly. Your can lights, your under cabinet lighting, any light fixture in the house, we're gonna make sure that they're working. We're gonna turn the fans on, make sure the fans work. Basically anything that you wanna make sure is working properly, we're gonna take a look at it, and if something's wrong, we'll let them know and they'll get it fixed. So we're gonna go off into the master bathroom. All right, so the biggest thing for me in the master bathroom is going to be the tile work. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm basically just gonna hop in the shower here. I've already done it, but I'm just gonna show you what I do. I check all the grout lines, I check all the tiles, make sure there's no cracks, make sure there's no gaps or anything like that. And like I said, I've already looked at this one, but we'll just double check it to make sure that everything's good. And then also, you want to just turn the water on. Make sure you've got good water pressure. Make sure there's no leak coming out from behind the shower head or anything like that. This one seems to be pretty good, so we're good to go there. And then it's really just the same thing as far as the cabinets, the other plumbing fixtures, the toilet, and then sheetrock and trim and everything in here. So I've already done most of this. We got a good size walk-in closet here. So it's just the same thing, checking the sheetrock, checking the baseboards, make sure there's no hammer marks or anything like that. This one looks pretty good. I've marked a couple spots in here already. So that's pretty much it on that. All right, so real quick, I did notice that there was a hammer mark on the actual baseboard in here. So I just wanted to show you that so you could kind of see what it looks like. It's not anything crazy. It's just a little dent right here, but it's got paint over it. It's kind of hard to see, but you can still see raw wood. So they need to fix that, you know, kind of putty it up, paint over it, and make sure that it's looking good. So another thing that we're gonna wanna check are all the outlets and light switch covers. So what I typically check is, are there any gaps between the outlet cover and the wall, or is there any paint or sheetrock mud or anything like that? So you can see on this outlet cover right here, it's got paint all over it. So we put a piece of tape there, they'll come through, they'll scrape all that off and clean it off and make sure that everything looks good and that it doesn't have anything on it. All right, so now we are up in the attic. This is typically in new construction where they're putting your water heaters at this point. So this home has 2 water heaters. They're working on the home right now. You can see they're back there putting in the insulation. So we won't take too much time here, but just check the attic space, make sure everything looks like it should. And this is really where a home inspection is gonna come in handy, because they're gonna look at all this stuff, know exactly what they're looking at. You or I might not know. It's not our profession. So I would leave that to the professionals. Have a home inspection done, have them check out the water heaters, HVAC, all the major components of the home, so you know that everything is good to go. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna really talk about are gonna be your doors. And it's gonna be kind of the same thing as the windows. You wanna make sure your weather stripping is good. The doors and the locks actually latch and close properly. This one seems to be pretty good. See, this one's not really latching that great. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape on that and they'll know, okay, that lock is not latching right. So boom. So that's pretty much it. Now, there are a couple other things that you'll do in a new construction walkthrough. And once you've done this step, when the house is done enough for you to come through and do a blue tape walkthrough, you can schedule your home inspection. So I would recommend doing that no matter what. Get your home inspection done, do your walkthrough. The builder will fix all of these issues, and then you'll do another final walkthrough to check everything, make sure you're good with everything before you close on the home. Hey guys, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and make sure you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Y'all have a good day.